Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are standing on top of the crypt in the Necropolis. And we're gonna stop the summoning of the Loghorrean, or at least we will hope we are in time. It's the Tomb of the Watchers. So I'll just leave a portal down here rather than upstairs. This is I think there was a bit of length to this dungeon. And then there's a nice boss encounter before you descend into the next level. Depending on the timing, this would either be one larger episode or this is going to be the two episodes for dealing with the entirety of the Tomb of the Watcher and the final boss fight. But it's going to be fun. We have to go down there into the pit. So what was that? There's something there. I want to explore it. Loot. So many little hungerers.
That skill's not ready.
A dungeon like this obviously is going to have a lot of, well, not a lot, but it's going to have a number of secret areas, so it is worth taking your time to explore things rather than just completely rushing through. But this room, it just visually looks different from the rest. Curious that there's nothing actually summoning. I was expecting one of those giants to pop out of the floor. So usually these skull-covered floors have that. But, oh. Also, why are you not dead yet? So far,
that skill's not ready.
Threat level isn't really scary yet, even though this is a 49 blood ladder. And he's applying some kind of really nasty debilitating curse.
Yet.
Clarity of Valox. Sounds like a medicine. With all the evil unleashed in this world, joining with the Bloodsworn made so much sense at the time. At first it was to escape the horrors unleashed by the Ethereals, the death of my family, my wife, my son. But then later I started to understand and believe the words of the cult leaders were telling me. The sense of belonging made me feel important, that I was part of something greater than myself. Now that I stand in the halls of this mighty place, I feel the eyes of all those that gave up their lives, the leaders, the great heroes, and the countless thousands who followed them. They fought so that we could live without fear of the nameless fiends which we now serve. I can feel the honor and sacrifice of my ancestors, and I am ashamed because of the terrors I have left in my path. For months I have done the most vile and unspeakable things. The deaths of husbands, wives and children are on my bloody hands for no other reason than to serve my own selfishness, to wash me clean of my own fears and the devastating loss that drove me to this madness. Death and murder, all in the name of some long-dead god who has no more right to the blood in my veins than I do. Blood that belongs to those who have killed in its name. The blood-soaked foundation of this forgotten battleground have peeled away the fear and awoken me. There is no forgiving what I have done, no punishment that will ever make it right. But I can give my last breath, my last drop of blood, and at last my life to do as much damage to stop them as I can. I do not stand alone. The great heroes stand with me, and I do not fear. Well, thank you, anonymous ex-cultist, for leaving those brave words that are very inspiring and encouraging. Just leaving them here for me to read.
I can't do that yet.
I like some of the writing in the game. There's a bit of quality differences, and just also the tone. No, some things are rather dry. Other things have a more personal touch. I like the personal stories. Ooh, a hidden spoil. No, like this one, Avelin's story, the family in the snow, of course. Still haven't found what actually happened to them. Really do want to know what happened to them.
I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet.
There's no random notes by cultists like this. It's I like it. Lots of demons everywhere. So let's drop a portal. We just move on. Seems we are rounding the corner to the next segment of the map. Let's jump into the middle of it.
That skill's not ready.
One of the interesting things is that the blade prison, it's actually a targeted skill. So if you don't have anything targeted, your character will just refuse to cast it. Which I think is interesting. You would expect it just to be an AoE, but it actually is a ranged targeted skill. I keep forgetting that. So you could run away and then just cast it at a distance, and it's actually a thrown projectile that will just encase enemies in it. Okay, this is just a room. Ooh. I think metal strongbox, yes. Oh, wait, there was a keys to actually turn around, yes, but period and comma you can actually turn around. I don't often do it because I like to just keep my perspective on the game, keep the angle persistent. But it is an option that you actually have to control your vantage point.
That skill's not ready.
So I'm a much lower level than my previous character. The Conjurer currently is level 53. So I think I finished this segment at 50, 51 or 52. I don't think I played a lot after finishing this dungeon. Also, that torch there opened up a secret segment because it was completely not on the map.
I can't do that yet.
But that character, 52, 51, 52, we were traipsing around here.
I can't do
This
that.
is 45, this character. I'll probably ding 46 before the final boss fight, but that's a 6 level gap. And the nice thing is that the monsters around here are just 46, 47, so they are my level. Which means I'm not under-leveled at all. And I think that's one of the strengths of the game, actually. That's the areas, they have a level range to them and they auto-adjust within that range. So there is a minimum and a maximum difficulty that an area can be in terms of level. And there's a unique there. Outside of that, if you're, then you have control over your own tempo. So if you're playing slightly faster, if you've got a slightly, this is a very tanky, high DPS build. And it's just all the power is concentrated in just the hero, and therefore this is a very strong, focused character. The Conjurer, on the other hand, had the Conjurer, but in addition to the Conjurer, also had 3 pets roaming around. Some point leeches. So the power was way more divided. As a result, my hero was way less tanky. I really had to run around a lot and let the pets tank. But my damage was also scattered because I did some damage, but my pets that also did a lot of damage. And here everything is just focused. And I think as a result, it's just easier to push through the game faster. And of course, this is also, it's my second playthrough. That always goes faster than the first playthrough. That's with any game. Once you know what to expect, of course I've got more access to crafting options. Just because I already have a lot of recipes. I focused on resistances, so my tank is a lot better, so I could just progress through the content faster.
I can't do that yet.
All those things, they do help play through a bit faster. But a nice thing about the game just having level ranges for everything means that it's okay that I'm now 7 levels lower than my previous playthrough. I'm still gonna have the same content and it's still gonna be adapted to my own character level. And it's still gonna be fun and challenging. So I think in Grim Dawn you're gonna have a better experience that's as designed, so to say, more often than in other action RPGs, like for example Path of Exile, because here the monsters level along with you. That's actually Diablo 3. They also changed into this system with the Reaper of Souls expansion, or just before it with the free patch before the expansion. I think that was actually a good choice in terms of pacing, and that's something that in Path of Exile you still struggle with it for a bit every once in a while. That if you're progressing faster or slower, then you'll be either overleveled or underleveled for the content that you are playing. The flip side, of course, is that here, if this area is say balanced to be like between level 40 and 60 at the extremes, then you cannot overlevel for the content and thereby making it easier. That's something you cannot just do. It will always be it will scale with you. So increasing the level will just make the encounter more difficult to account for the growth in character power.
Can't do that yet.
And better gear that you have. And of course more skills. So that's a trick that in other games that don't have the scaling of levels, you can control the encounter difficulty better that way. So there's something to say for both approaches. But for just cruising through with a build that is clearly capable of handling the content. Okay, boss encounter. It will be okay. Hello there, you Medusa face. Void Leech.
I can't do that yet.
Okay, so I'm being poisoned. I got some other, what's that eye? Soul Drinker's Presence. It saps your strength and it inflicts a vitality damage. So poison and vitality damage. Good thing is, I'm resisting those things to the max. So I honestly don't care. This is kind of anticlimactic, to be honest. I'm just completely ignoring him and just tanking him. This was a rather tough fight with the cultivator. That's definitely the case. Okay, I got a suspicion this might be a rather shorter episode than I was anticipating. I'm completely... No, my experience with this content, of course, has been completely determined by my playthrough with the Contour. I don't have any other character for reference yet. That was a rather slow character because it was more of a quirky build. This as a high-powered build definitely goes faster. Also, I saw a gesture.
I can't do that yet.
Okay. And that brings us back to the boss room, and then we can go downstairs. Yeah, we got everything. So we summon a portal, and then, well, we go downstairs. Look for the Loghorrean. Actually, we can just put a portal down there.
can't do that yet.
And level 46. But as I was just talking about the differences in how different action RPGs approach certain game design decisions. Well, I'm actually happy that there are multiple different viable action RPGs on the market right now. So that way there are different choices you can make in how you enjoy to play the game. Let's see, I think we were maxing out the dual blade, so let's focus on that. 3 more points, then we got it. I think Grim Dawn definitely has its place in the lineup of good action RPGs at this moment. It's different enough. It's the fact that there's quite a bunch of content. A full playthrough of the game on normal takes about 20-25 hours. I think that's what I've put in about.
That skill's not ready.
In the playthrough so far, I think that's a fair amount of content. That's a solid amount of content. I mean, for comparison, Path of Exile currently 10 hours maybe to go through the entire single player experience on normal difficulty. Diablo 12 hours. Torchlight, it's been too long ago, so I don't actually remember how long that took, but I think that's closer to Grim Dawn's length than to the other ones.
Not ready.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. Have a summoned Blade Spirit.
I can't do that yet.
But I think those 4 are the action
yet.
RPGs actually. Unless there's something that's I overlooking or that's completely not on my radar. The interesting thing is that, of course, you got Titan Quest, but that's the predecessor to Grim Dawn, so you can count those as the same style of game.
That skill's
This
not
one,
ready.
it definitely brings a fixed world map. There's not really any random generation going on that other games have for level design. Path of Exile. There are certain nodes that will be connected, or certain rooms that will be there, but most of the game is actually randomly generated. There's some patterns to certain things, but there is some random generation going on. I think Diablo 3 is a bit of a hybrid, where it's not completely static, but the map itself is actually fairly static. Let's see, let's barrage ourselves a bit. The map is fairly static with just some spots open for a random generation. Also, there's tentacles here. And from what I recall, Torchlight actually had a fair bit of random generation on it. It's closer to what Path of Exile was doing. In terms of itemization, they all have random items, of course.
I can't do that yet.
And I think in terms of character builds, Path of Exile is clearly the one that has the most options. It's a bit like the Magic the Gathering among action RPGs when it comes to build diversity. There's just so many options that's also one of the thing that might intimidate a lot of new players, just the sheer amount of options that you have. And I think Grim Dawn is, in terms of complexity, is a fair second in terms of complexity. Now you got, of course, you got the whole multi-classing thing. So let's here have a spirit. Ah, it's a reflective boss. They hurt.
That skill's not ready.
But you have a fair amount of builds that you can make. Let's see. It's I haven't played beyond normal difficulty yet. But from the bit I've seen from the legendary items that you start finding once you get there, no, those are fairly. They might actually affect build choices as well. Ooh, interesting. Praetorian. So once you got 3 pieces of the set, you get ether resistance and chaos resistance. That's not a bad helmet. Interesting. No clue what the rest of the set does. Also, is that corpse dust? Yeah, that's corpse dust. I like corpse dust.
That skill's not ready.
But yeah, the build diversity you have in this game, it's pretty solid. You know, you got the multi-classing. You can never ever pick all the skills in a build and max them or get them to a competitive level. So you always have to make choices. So you end up picking a couple of choices. And even here, most of the skills I've got on my bar, they only have a couple points. Because I really focused on all the chance-based skills and all the procs rather than focusing on the active skills with the cooldowns. It's only the pneumatic breath that I'm really focusing on because it's my defense.
Skill's not ready.
Okay, something is painful. Ah, there's a unique in there, a frozen unique. Yeah.
That skill's not ready.
Also, I think all the stunning and freezing that I've got going on really contributes to the safety that you have here.
I can't do that yet.
Yeah, we go. Skin Flayer Raiment. Bunch of vitality and bleeding damage, bunch of extra decay, extra damage to humans. +1 to Wendigo Totem and +2 to Sigil of Consumption. That almost looks like a conjurer item. A caster conjurer item. Cool. Hey.
I can't do that yet.
We're getting close to the boss. Let's pop a portal down here so it's easier to walk in case I do manage to accidentally die here. I don't plan on it, but
that skill's not ready.
I can prepare for it. There's a subtle distinction between preparing for the worst and planning for the worst.
That skill's not ready.
Just jump into the midst and then just murder all of them. That's what this build does best. Okay. Hello there, level 50 Void Leech. Also known as pretty darn scary. It's a higher level than the boss of the previous level was. And again, he does go down about as fast as the boss of the previous level. Also, we got a recipe for Venom Fang oil, which I didn't know yet. That's good. Thank you, boss.
That skill's not ready.
And I suppose that getting a recipe for Venom Fang oil from these guys is better than getting a recipe for cookies. Because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust a recipe for cookies made by these guys. Might be slightly biased there, but yeah, they don't look like the kind of creatures that know what a good cookie would be. Or would have similar tastes as I have when it comes to good cookies. Hey, stop doing that. You stupid tentacle. So rude. So rude. Hello there, Bloodlord Thalonis.
I can't do that yet.
Okay. So far, so tanky.
I can't do that yet.
Maybe take out the Harbinger pets he's got. Yeah, that got better. Summon more pets. They got some Curse of Weakness on me. I think that's the
That
ads.
skill's not ready.
I should take those out. Goes better. Okay, let's regenerate some health. Yes. Boom, we got him. Final seal. So, rare pants. Some chaos resistance on it. We got some lore. Let's read the lore bits before we jump into the crypt. So this dropped before we, after we defeated the previous boss. Something has changed. Something in the air feels different. It feels like being inside of a bottle when the cork has popped. All the pressure released and my soul pulled from my body to the opening in an explosive release. My mind reels and I find it hard to stay on my feet. I can feel it, deep beneath the ground. They have finally completed the final rites and the door has opened. The blood surges inside me, pushing, pulling, drawing me closer. I must go. I must see the great awakening. If I am chosen, I am ready to be whole once more, to be one with Cthulhu. One is somewhat eager. Let's see what the final note is, the final seal. At last we stand before the blood-soaked gates of victory. The Loghorrean will soon be awakened, and with it we shall usher in a new age. It is you, my loyal supplicants, that have paved the road to our final victory. Your dedication and sacrifice has carried us to the threshold, and I shall see us through. The ancients were determined in their construction of this final chamber. 100 of the Imperium's finest arcanists dropped dead to empower the runes which now bind the Loghorrean's tomb. They believed their sacrifice worthy, their seals impenetrable. But we have an army of thousands surging with the power of the dead god. Power that will not be contained. I have gladly put a blade to the throats of my most faithful, and felt the rush of their lifeblood escaping. Blood they have given willingly in this final hour. With the power of their blood, I have shattered the final seal and begun the ritual. Soon the Loghorrean shall stir from its eternal slumber. The world will shudder once more under the gaze of the mouth of Cthulhu. Let the blood flow. That was the wise words of Thalonis, the guy we just killed here. Okay, let's slay this dead god. Let's face the Loghorrean. Welcome to the edge of madness. Ew, he's puking all over me.
I can't do that yet.
Some tentacles. At least Ulgrim is fighting by our side. That's good. Okay. Wow. He hurts. I was happy I could push the let's instantly heal some life button. Let's keep summoning some blade spirits. They're pretty darn useful. Take out these tentacles when they pop up, since they do seem to hurt. Oh. Loghorrean's Vanguard, well, they are uniques, or heroes.
That skill's not ready.
Where did Ulgrim go? Is he buried?
That skill's
Yep.
not ready.
Squid Lord. So every once in a while the damage just gets too much. There's no shame in making a tactical
That
retreat at
skill's
those
not
times.
ready.
Okay. Spin to win is awesome. Just bark in his face, regenerate health, and you don't take any damage. So when he really just gets nasty, that works perfectly for that.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, now Blitz Spirit. I feel the fight is less
That skill's
frantic
not ready.
once you're able to tank this. Just having a
That
couple
skill's not
of
ready.
instant heal skills works very well. Spin to win here, very good. And being an AoE based character does help with getting rid of
That
some of the
skill's not
ads.
ready.
So you don't always have to be facing them. Some of them will just passively get killed. Achievement unlocked, the Bane of Karn. I think we defeated the Squid Lord. Difficulty unlocked, you may now access Elite difficulty. Stop the summoning of the Loghorrean. Last time I played through this, the achievements weren't in yet. So that's good to have. Ooh, Loghorrean's corruption is loot. Also, our battle buddy is gone. I didn't even see him go. Of course I know what happens, but I didn't see him go. He didn't say goodbye. So, any more loot? Or was that it? I think that was it. So, what do we get? Prismatic Eviscerator, two-handed axe that deals a bunch of elemental damage. That's okay. Got a green shield. A rare ring. Requires a whole bunch of spirit. A lot of elemental damage on this. Ancient Frontier Haubark of Attack. That's just a lower level. Ah, it's not heavy. That's why it's caster armor. Just not worth it. And a belt with quite a bunch of poison retaliation on it. Extra poison damage and extra vitality damage. Interesting, but not useful. So let's. Wait, there was a portal out. Yes, Chthonic Rift. That leads us back up. But you can't open a portal down there because of the whole Chthonic influence thingamajig. So let's go to the portal. Speak with Inquisitor Creed at Fort Icon over here.
You've returned. Is it finished then?
The beast has been banished, but Ulgrim was pulled into the void along with it.
And so, our great moment of triumph is soured with tragedy. The cult's defeat at the Necropolis marks humanity's first major victory in this conflict, proving that we are not going to simply lie down and let ourselves be wiped out by fiends and spirits. Word of this victory will spread and give people hope that someday this nightmare will truly be over. Yet we cannot forget those who sacrificed their lives to bring us here. Brave men and women of the Black Legion who took up arms in the defense of Erelon, a nation that scorned them as criminals, outcasts, even traitors. In death, they were none of those things. They died as heroes. But I refuse to count Ulgrim among the dead just yet. I owe him that much. Take your leave and rest. Celebrate a bit if you can. You've certainly earned it.
Well, we can't give up on Ogrim. Apparently, we do. So, purple, legendary. Venom Lash, a legendary one-handed dagger. So, another dagger user. But a bunch of poison damage, acid damage, +3 to Merciless Repertoire, +2 to Blood of Dreek. That doesn't sound like skills I have. Venom Lash skill. Lash out with blinding speed, like a viper striking its prey. Your target will seldom realize that the deadly poison flows through their veins. 10% chance to be used, 90-degree arc attack, targets 2 targets. Does a whole bunch of main hand damage, with a whole bunch of acid and poison damage. This is a pretty cool weapon. So interesting to see that it actually doesn't offer extra damage over my current weapons. But it's probably not counting the damage from the Venom Lash, which will greatly improve the potential. But still. So that is the main storyline so far. Next episode we will go into the... Where did I leave it? Yes, up here. The Bastion of Chaos. We have a bridge to fix, and then we're gonna go towards the Bastion of Chaos and have a look around there. I think I had a skeleton key still. Yes. So this will grant us access, and then we have a full episode dedicated to whatever is there. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series so far. Just stay tuned for 1 or 2 more episodes, and after that, in a week or 2, maybe 3, I don't know, depends a bit on when the update is released. I'll be back with another series, so if you haven't subbed already, don't forget to do so. See you next time. Bye bye.